Well, hey, friends, and welcome back to Remix Moments with Martine, where we remix your mindset one moment at a time. So, we are getting back to our regular scheduled programming here on the podcast, and I'm really excited to dive into today's topic. I'm actually recording on my way back from Charleston. So, my dad has a boat that he was bringing up from Florida, and he asked us to come to Charleston and help him take the final leg home. So if it sounds a little off today, if you are hearing a little bit of rumbling from the motor, or maybe you're hearing some water, I'm in the cabin, but I'm not sure how it's sounding. So y'all just bear with me today. So today's moment is for the woman in the hallway, not the room she's just left, not the one she's stepping into, but that space in between. You know the one. It's quiet, it's unclear, and even though everyone else seems to be sprinting toward goals and breakthroughs, you're sitting there thinking like, what now? Maybe clarity, maybe you're waiting on direction, waiting for the next door to open, and you feel like you've outgrown where you were, but you're not quite sure where you're going next. I've been there too, and I want to talk to you today because the hallway isn't a punishment, it's a preparation. So let's remix what it means to wait.
Welcome to Remix Moments with Martine, where we will remix your mindset one moment at a time. I'm your host, Martine Williams, and I'm here to bring you a quick burst of inspiration, insight, and a fresh spin on your mompreneur journey. In just a few minutes, we'll remix your mindset, energize your day, and keep you moving forward with purpose. Let's dive in to today's moment.
A few years ago, I found myself in one of the most unexpected waiting seasons of my life. Many of you, if you've been on the podcast, you've been listening and follow me, you know this story well. But I had just made the hardest decision to step away from a thriving 16-year career leading a sales organization of nearly 28,000 women. It was something I had built from the ground up. It was a place where I had grown as a leader, a speaker, a mentor, and it was deeply tied to my identity. But God made it clear. It was time to step away. And I thought that once I made the bold decision, obedient, clarity would just follow, right? Like I thought the what's next would be spelled out on a billboard or whispered in a dream. But instead, silence. I was left with a blank page and no instructions, no plan B, no next title to claim or role to step into, just space and questions and a whole lot of uncertainty. I can't tell you how many times I would wake up and say, did I just do that? Did that really just happen? And I remember holding on to Isaiah 43:19, which is the verse the Lord gave me during that time, which is, behold, I am doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? And I remember praying, God, I know you say you're doing something new, but I don't see it. I do not perceive it. I don't know it. Can you help me believe that it's still coming, right? And looking back now, I realized that waiting wasn't wasted. He wastes nothing, friend. It was a holy pause. It was a reset. It was a stretching season, one that grew my faith, sharpened my vision, and helped me rediscover who I was outside of my accomplishments. That time gave me the space to breathe, to heal, and to imagine again. And it prepared me, not just professionally, but personally, emotionally, spiritually, for what I am doing now with Illuminate You. So I want to share a few mindset shifts and tangible strategies that helped me turn that waiting season into a preparation season. And on my most recent clarity calls, this is where a lot of women are right now. They are maybe in the second half of their life, and they're striving for significance versus success. They know they have something inside of them. They know there's more, and they don't know what it is, and they don't know the next step to take. And some are in corporate America, some are in a career like I was in. And so it's really helpful to have a thought partner to walk that season with and to help you figure out what those next steps are. So this is why I wanted to do this episode, is because it's something that is coming up a lot on my clarity calls about the in-between, and also like, I know there's something more, but I'm not sure what that looks like. So just know this was designed for you. So a few mindset shifts that I want to talk about. Number one is to redefine the wait. Waiting isn't doing nothing. Waiting is doing the unseen work. It's like the seed underground. Just because you don't see movement doesn't mean growth isn't happening. So give yourself permission to not have all the answers right now. You will drive yourself crazy trying to find all the answers, and just lean into the unseen work. Lean into there is growth happening, and that your value isn't found in constant motion. It's found in staying connected to what matters, even when life slows down. I remember one of the words that I really focused on during my waiting season was cultivate. And I really felt like the Lord gave me that word. And when you look up the definition, like cultivate means to like dig up the old so that new growth can happen. And so the beginning pieces of that waiting season for me were all about like unearthing, like pulling the weeds out when it came to like who I thought I was or the accomplishments that I had, like just really like tilling up some of the old soil and the old thoughts, and just allowing myself to get in preparation for what was next. So waiting isn't doing nothing. I didn't sit on the couch and watch soap operas and eat bonbons. There were other areas of my life that I was working on, and it was such a gift. I was just sharing in the DMs yesterday with another woman who's in a waiting season, and I shared that with her. I was like, it just was the most beautiful gift that was given to me, was to have that time. So whether you have 6 months, 5 weeks, a week in your waiting period, it's not doing nothing.
Hey friend, let's talk. It's time to book your clarity call. We are going to spend 1 full hour focused on you. A clarity call isn't about pressure. It's about possibilities. It's about you. You having a space to talk through what's on your heart and mind, you walking away with a clear vision and practical next steps, and you feeling confident in what's next and how to get there. You don't need to have it all figured out. That's my job. All you need to do is show up, and we'll figure it out together. This is the best hour you can invest in yourself right now. Not in 6 months from now, not next month, right now. And don't just take my word for it. Here's what one of my coaching clients had to say after working together.
I honestly cannot say enough positive things about coaching with Martine. From the very first session, I knew this was something different. The deep dive into who I am and why I operate the way I do per the ProScan results has helped me immensely and allowed me to embrace my unique qualities on various levels. I would 1000% recommend hiring her for whatever level of transformation you're looking for.
That transformation, it starts with one conversation. It's time to stop spinning your wheels and start making real progress. So head right now to martinewilliams.com or in the show notes and grab your private clarity call spot on my calendar before they're gone. And since I personally monitor my inbox, if you don't see a time slot that fits your calendar, just send me an email at martine@martinewilliams.com with 3 times that do work, and I will make it work for you. All right, friend, let's get back to the show.
The second shift is to strengthen your spirit. Like in my waiting season, I went deeper in my faith than ever before. I didn't always get the answers I wanted, but I got stronger in the waiting. I really did. And that's what spiritual work does. It fortifies you when the future feels fuzzy. It strengthens your faith because you don't have all the answers, but you know the one who does. So prayer, journaling, meditation, worship, or just simply sitting in silence, which is so hard for me to do, anchor yourself in something bigger than the unknown. Know that your strength comes from sitting, not striving. So maybe this is what this time of waiting is for you, is to grow your faith and to strengthen your spirit. The third mindset shift is to prioritize your personal development. Waiting gives you margin. And I honestly did not realize how much margin had been lost in my life until I went into that waiting season. So waiting gives you margin, and margin gives you choice to choose to fill that space with intentional growth. Maybe that's hiring a coach. I know someone who can help you out in that department. Maybe it's just finally reading the books that have been collecting dust on your nightstand. But I'll also say to reflect, journal. I was never someone who journaled. And I have so many friends that would say, oh, it's such a fun thing. No, they didn't really say fun, but it's such a good thing. It's a powerful thing. I'm like, yeah. I'm a doer. I'm a sitter and a journaler. Like, it's just not something that interests me. But I also knew that during this season, there were going to be so many lessons. Like, I was looking for the lessons. I was looking for the opportunities for growth to personally develop. And I knew that this brain would not be able to remember them all. And I wanted to be able to go back and read all the things that I was learning during that time frame. So grab a journal and ask yourself, what am I learning about myself right now? What patterns do I keep repeating? Patterns of thought, my habits. What strengths am I underestimating? Getting really clear. So when I was in that season, that's when I actually, it wasn't when I was first introduced to the Pro Scan, but it was when I really took it to heart and received some coaching around it. And it changed the game for me during that waiting season. It helped me to understand myself on a level that I had never understood myself, and really prepared me for where I'm going next and what I'm doing next and what I'm doing now. And it's why it's the tool that I use with all of my clients, where they come into one-on-one or they're in a group program. So growth in the hallway prepares you for the room you're getting ready to walk into. The fourth mindset shift is to serve while you wait. So get out of self and into service. One of the fastest ways to shake off the anxiety of what am I doing, what's going on, is to serve. To call a friend, encourage a peer, volunteer, show up for your family in a new way. This is really funny because when we sat our kids down and we told them that I was retiring from 31, which, mind you, that's all they knew, because Lucas was 1 and Nash wasn't even born when I started with 31. Like, they knew that was mom's career. And so when we sat them down to tell them that I was retiring from 31, one of them really said, oh, this means that, like, when I come from home from school now, like, you're going to have a whole charcuterie board set up for me. And, like, we're going to have all these meals, home cooked meals. And, which is really funny because I'm not someone who loves to cook. But I will say that I was able to show up for my family in a new way. And I actually did take the time to learn some new recipes and to cook and to provide for them in a whole new way. And I actually enjoyed it. And just being fully present with them without thinking about the email that I needed to send or all the things that an entrepreneur brain does, it wasn't there anymore. Like, it really just allowed me to be fully present with myself and also with my family. And we're not trying to serve just because you're trying to stay busy and avoid thinking about the season that you're in, but because giving while you wait shifts your focus from what's missing to what's meaningful. So the fifth mindset shift is to move your body and clear your mind. So movement is medicine, not just physically, but mentally. So when you're in a waiting season or you feel like you're stuck in the swirl of overthinking or doubt, I want you to go for a walk. This does not mean you have to join a CrossFit gym. This does not mean you have to do HIIT workouts. Like, movement is medicine. So put on a playlist, maybe dance it out in your kitchen or in your car, lift something heavy. So get you some dumbbells, or you can do body weight workouts as well. You don't have to have expensive equipment, but just get moving, because you'll be surprised how many emotional breakthroughs come on the other side of that sweat session. Like, I remember being on my Peloton and doing a workout, and, like, tears were just, like, flowing out of me. And I'm like, what is happening? There's nothing anyone is saying. There's no sappy music playing. Like, where are these emotions coming from? But what movement does is it helps you to get out of your head and into your heart and into your body. And so many of us, pointing back at myself, we're very heady. We're in the thoughts, we're in the doing, we're in the thinking and the planning and all of the things. And when you get out of your head and into your body, it can have this emotional response, and it's very healing, very healing. So don't underestimate the power of moving your body during this season of wait. And maybe this season of waiting, you're actively pursuing your health. And this is why you're in this waiting season. This is why God called you out, or has you in this transition. is to take care of self. I've had a couple of clients that are in between careers, and that's what they've been focusing on. And it's just, they didn't make it a priority before, and now they want it to be a priority before they go into their next. They want to show up as their strongest, healthiest version of themselves. Because again, your business, your parenting, your marriage are only as healthy as you are. You are the asset. So we have to make sure we're protecting her, and emotionally, physically, spiritually, and physically. So the last one is to surround yourself with support. I know as a highly ambitious woman, if you're listening, you're like, I got this. I don't need anybody's help. I'm just going to wait this out on my own. And I want to encourage you not to do that. You don't have to navigate the whole way alone. I had mentors, I still have mentors, coaches, friends who held space for me, who prayed for me, prayed over me, challenged me, and reminded me of who I was when I couldn't quite see it myself. When I was in my head, when I was in my doubt, when I was in the anxiety. Lean on your people. Let them in. Let them know how you're doing. This is not the time to be the strong one for everyone else. This is the time for you to receive. And sometimes we find our direction in the reflection that others give us. Being able to talk it through with them. So surround yourself with the support that you need. So I've had clients come to me in this exact space, in transition, unsure, untethered. One woman came to me while her business was still successful, air quotes, on the outside, but inside she really felt disconnected. And not long after we started coaching, her whole world shifted, and suddenly she was no longer building. She was waiting. So we used that season to clarify her pro-scan personality blueprint, to identify her strengths and work on her mindset shifts and belief breakthroughs. We weren't waiting idly. We were waiting actively. Waiting isn't passive, it's active. And when the next door opened, she didn't just walk through it, she ran through it because she had so much more confidence in who she was and what she brought to the table and where she was going. So if you're in a waiting season right now, I see you, friends. I get you. And I want you to hear this. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're in becoming. This is not the end of your story. It's a sacred pause before the next powerful chapter. And if you're ready to wait actively, not anxiously, I would love to walk with you through it. You don't have to figure this out alone. So let's book a clarity call. You've heard me talk about these in the podcast before. They're completely free, no pressure, just support, strategy, and a space for you. You can find that link in the show notes or come over to Instagram. I'm back on Instagram at Martine Williams, and you can DM me the word clarity or just DM me your thoughts about this episode, and I'll send you the link myself to book the call. We can talk through that, but don't wait on this opportunity. Don't stay in your own head. Get the clarity that you need so that you can run through that next door. So until next time, keep remixing your mindset, because even in the waiting, you're still becoming who you were created to be. And I'll catch you on the next episode.
Well, that's it, friends, for this remix moment. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me, and I hope that you are feeling inspired and ready to take on whatever comes your way. Remember, even small moments can lead to big changes. If this moment made a difference, be sure to subscribe, share with your fellow moms, and leave me a quick review. Seriously, it means the world to me to hear from you. And until next time, I am believing in you, and I will catch you in the next moment.